Since Hurricane Maria, there's been a lot of focus on recovery efforts in Puerto Rico's most popular and populated areas. But Carlos Melendez with New England Regional Council of Carpenters Local 336 and former carpenter, now Springfield City Council President Orlando Ramos, recently spent time voluntarily rebuilding homes in a rural part of the country. They spoke with me in the studio about what they witnessed.
Well, when I first got the email from New England Regional Council of Carpenters, they were looking for volunteers through the Heart 911 program to go to Puerto Rico and help with the rebuilding efforts. And I immediately said, sign me up. You know, I was looking forward to having the opportunity to go to my homeland and help some of the people that are in need. And I'm glad I did. It was a great experience. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad that I was able to participate.
And for you, why did you want to volunteer?
Well, the program was brought up in one of our union meetings in Chicopee, and then a day later, Mr. Ramos called me up and said, hey, I'm going up to Puerto Rico to the program. Are you willing to go? And I said, sign me up. He sent me the dates, so I said, okay, I'll take it. I'll take the time off from my job, and he made it happen.
And you have worked together previously when you were a carpenter,
yes.
right? Yeah,
yes.
So you knew each other, you were familiar.
Yes.
And did you spend a little over a week there? Or how long were
we
you there?
spent 4 days.
4 days.
It was about 2 days of actually hard work and 1 day of travel, and then the other day the last day we had to return the rental and heading back home.
All those logistics things.
Yes.
Now, you're from family there, right? But you haven't been able to see them?
No.
What conditions are they living in post-hurricane?
Well, the last time I spoke to them, they just notified me 2.5 months ago they finally got their lights. They were running out of generators.
So more than a year running
Yes.
on generators.
Running on generators. Wow. The good thing is not too much happened to the house because their house is made of concrete, so that was good. But other than the light, everything was back to normal.
What were the conditions like where you ended up being, which was really kind of, if you look at a map of Puerto Rico, the center
yes.
of the island. What did you see, conditions on the ground?
Yeah. So Orocovis is actually nicknamed the heart of Puerto Rico because it's right in the center of the island, like you said. You can definitely see the devastation. You're driving to Orocovis, you can see the path of the hurricane, down trees, houses that are destroyed. You can certainly see the devastation all over the island. The week that we were there, they had actually just regained 100% electricity on the island. So they're still in the beginning recovery of phases.
Still well over a year after the hurricane.
In order to get power to the whole island. So you can see the devastation. You can see that this is several years of rebuilding that is going to take to bring Puerto Rico back to what it was. You can see in the people though that they're very upbeat. Their spirit has not been hurt at all. They're very positive, and they were looking forward to the rebuilding of the island.
Wow, remarkable to hear you say spirits are upbeat because
Absolutely.
They've been through and continue to go through so much.
We're very resilient people.
And they were so grateful when we got there. They treated us like right from when we got to Orocovi. They waited for us in a restaurant. They spoke to us. Hey, this is what's gonna happen tomorrow night. Every house that we helped out, the owners came out every 20 minutes. Hey, you want a cup of coffee? You want something to eat? They were so grateful for us to be in there. Even the people that we were teaching, because it was a pre-apprentice program. Yeah. Even those kids, they were so happy that we were there.
Tell me more about the apprentice program. This is part of something that Heart 911 does, right?
I think this is a joint venture with Heart 911 and NERC and New York Regional Carpenters.
And so what are you teaching the people who come?
Well, we were just teaching the basic of how building roofs, because right now they're in the process of replacing a lot of the roofs. So that's why I was in a different part of Orocovi. He was in Orocovi. I was half hour away from where he was at with a group of kids, and we were just showing them how to, we took down the whole roof, and then we're putting it back together, and this is the way they're teaching them. And so they could continue to do it after we're gone. They have an idea what that needs to be done.
And is that primarily the work that needed to be done was roofing at this point, or what needs to be fixed?
Well, there's a lot of work to be done. The specific project that we were there for was to rebuild roofs. And so I think at this point, Heart 911 has built, I think, over 150 roofs, something like that. And we were able to do one in just a couple of days where I was at, and I think they started rebuilding one in his location.
Yeah, in my location, we demoed, that was the picture, we demoed the whole house.
Wow.
We brought it just to the concrete outside wall, so everything had to be built on that. From the roof down to all the rooms, kitchen, everything, windows, everything had to be. It was a gut job. It was from the bottom up, has to be brought up.
And so did you have any sense from the folks who you were helping, what they've been through? Did they want to talk about it? Did they not want to talk about it? Did they just want to move on?
No, I think folks want to talk about it. They want to talk about their experience and talk about how they survived the hurricane. The woman who was the owner of the house where we were working, Doña Carmen is her name. Doña is sort of a name that we give to the elderly.
Familiar term of endearment, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was a 77-year-old woman who had been living in her home for 60 years. And she was telling us stories about how every night when it rained, she had a bucket in every room catching water from the roof because it was leaking all over the place. And so she was very grateful and very thankful for us giving her a brand new roof. And like Carlos said, the folks there are very welcoming, very humble. That's what the whole spirit of the Puerto Rican culture is all about.
Any stories you heard from the people that you were working with?
No, just the gentleman that we were, the house that we first got there in Morocovi, that it was a complete gut job, and he was so happy that we were there. He said, like, that's my room over there. My mom lived there. He has to be around 50 years old, and he inherited the house from a family member. And the problem with that happened in Puerto Rico is a lot of those people not getting the help from FEMA because they don't own deeds to the house.
So they don't have the proper paperwork per se to file what they would need.
But the thing in Puerto Rico is that the house gets passed on from generation to generation, and God knows how long ago those papers got disappeared before computers came into the open and people were recording everything on computers. So a lot of those folks that we were helping were not getting the help they needed. So it was the public itself, the people in the towns, getting together with Hard 9/11 to get the job done.
Do you have any sense of how many people in that area are kind of caught in between who either don't have the right paperwork or?
It's pretty much all over the island. Like Carlos mentioned, some folks just don't keep that sort of paperwork. So there are a lot of people that are in need of assistance that are ineligible for FEMA benefits.
And so these were some of those folks who you were helping.
Yeah. Like the gentleman that we first got to Puerto Rico, he owns the hardware store, the lumber yard that are providing the materials to, and he's like the lead guy for that town. For the people that do need the help, instead of going to the mayor, they will go to him, and he will put it by priorities and give it to 9/11. These are the people that need the help the most, and he provides the lumber. Everybody's doing their own. Like the restaurants that we went to eat, 9/11. Everything was taken care of.
So a lot of it is word of mouth.
Yes. Word of mouth, and it's the people coming together to help and be grateful. Like we went to the restaurant and we're like, you got the hard 9/11, don't worry about it, everything's all set.
Wow.
That was very good. I want to go back. If I could get a chance to go back in January, I will take another trip.
Do you know if volunteers are still needed? It's an ongoing
Yes,
process?
It's an ongoing process. They always reach out to skilled labor, and so if anyone who is a skilled tradesman that would love to volunteer, they're always welcome.